Okay.
We're good?
Yep.
Okay, so let's try this again. On behalf of Candy and her entire family, we want to thank you all for being here today to celebrate Buddy's life. And we really want this to be an upbeat celebration because we all know that that's what Buddy would have wanted. So we're going to start with a slideshow that Steve and Candy have done a great job putting together, and then you'll have to put up with me for a few more minutes.
Pushing me around, but I'll stand my ground, and I won't back down. Hey, baby, there ain't no easy way out. Hey, I'll stand my ground, and I won't back down. waiting for someone to tell you everything. Sit around and wonder what tomorrow will bring. Maybe that will be.
Well, it's alright, even if they say you're wrong. Well, it's alright, sometimes you gotta be strong. Well, it's alright, as long as you got someone to lay. Well, it's alright, every day is Judgment Day.
Maybe somewhere down the roadway, you'll think of me and wonder where I am these days. Maybe somewhere down the road when somebody plays Purple Haze.
But it's alright, even when push comes to shove. But it's alright, if you got someone to love. But it's alright, everything will work out fine. But it's alright, we're going to the end of the line.
Don't have to be ashamed of the car I drive. I'm just glad to be here, happy to feel that. It don't matter if you're by my side, I'm satisfied.
Well, it's alright, even if you're old and gray. Well, it's alright, you still got something to say. Well, it's alright, remember to live and live. Well, it's alright, best you can do is forgive. Well, it's alright, riding around the breeze. Well, it's alright, if you love you, please. Well, it's alright, even if the sun don't shine. Well, it's alright, we're going to the end of the line.
What a great slideshow, and thanks to Candy and Steve for putting that together. That was really outstanding, so thank you. All right, so what we wanted to do next is have a toast to Buddy, and then we thought we'd give people a chance to share a funny story or a brief remembrance of Buddy, if anyone wants to. There's no pressure to say anything at all, but if you do want to say something, just raise your hand and you'll have the opportunity. And remember, the Elks is a bigger judgment-free zone than Planet Fitness, so we can all feel comfortable sharing our thoughts. Okay, so let's raise a glass. Whatever you have, water, soda, beer, and join me in a toast to Buddy. Buddy, we love you, and we miss you, and we thank you for leaving us with so many great memories. So until we meet again, cheers. Okay, so where to start? Good husband, good father, good mentor, a good friend to so many people, a good son who probably carried his dad's name and got a really cool nickname. But that's enough about me. Actually, Buddy was all that and a whole lot more. He was an outstanding grandfather and loved all his grandkids. He was a hard worker and really enjoyed helping family and friends with all their projects. He proudly served our country. He enjoyed working in his gardens, even earning the nickname Tomato Man at the Salisbury Senior Center. That's a standard that not everybody achieves. He loved to fish, and he claimed he was a good poker player, but I couldn't tell if he was a good player or just had a good poker face. He loved going to yard sales and the Todd Farm, and he really enjoyed buying and selling antiques. and he loved Candy beyond words. He would always say she was a keeper. A keeper was a word I heard him use a lot. He also loved pond skating, and for many years it would be that day in early to mid-December when Buddy would call me and say, "Skip, I was just at Tewksbury Pond. The ice is like glass. Meet me at Saturday at 7 in the morning." So we'd bring our hockey sticks, a couple of pucks, we'd play some pond golf. But skating with Buddy was like going to a social club, because he'd chat up all the ice fishermen, and if they caught something, he'd be skating around trying to figure out what they caught before he could actually reel it in. And no matter how big the fish, big or small, he'd always say the same thing: "That's a keeper." Skating with Buddy in December was always great because he loved the holiday season. I hear about the turkeys that he brought to the Pettingill house so they could provide Thanksgiving dinners for families less fortunate. And he'd get so excited for Christmas and having his entire family at the house. He'd shop for days, every store, every aisle, looking for that perfect gift for his family, especially the grandkids. He'd go through all the purchases when he got home and decide, this one's a keeper, this one's a keeper, this one will donate to the Pettingill house. He donated a lot of things to the Pettingill house. And his bedroom floor was covered with gifts, organized in neat piles to make sure that everything was equal for all the grandkids. And on Christmas Day, he loved watching the kids open their gifts, and he'd explain to them how they worked, and he'd teach each of them how to put things together the right way. But he loved to end Christmas Day with a fireworks show in the yard, but sometimes it'd get a little too big and attract the attention of the police. But that was okay. Buddy would bring the fireworks into the bulkhead, and once the smoke cleared and the police were safely out of the area, he'd fire off a few more. Buddy did love his fireworks. It wasn't unlike him to string a few packs of firecrackers together, tie them to a fishing pole, cast them over a wire or a branch just so he could light off more at once. But his favorites had to be jumping jacks. And for those of you who may not know, jumping jacks are like firecrackers, but they are all strung together. You light them with a single wick so you can light off a pack all at once. And unlike firecrackers that just pop, jumping jacks bounce everywhere. They're up, they're down, they're left, they're right. So if Buddy was around and he had jumping jacks, you had to be on your toes, especially if you were at the camp in Ossipee. So you see there, they had an outhouse. And Buddy was not opposed to interrupting you and letting you share your outhouse experience with a pack of jumping jacks floating at your feet. That was his way of making sure the line kept moving. And then there were the drive-bys, where Buddy might pull up to some unsuspecting friends in his driveway, toss some jumping jacks at their feet, laugh like hell, and then scoot right out of there. Perhaps the best drive-by story was early on in Buddy and Candy's relationship when Candy bought the car of her dreams. A bright red, 5-speed Nissan sports car. T-top, pop-up headlights, red upholstered interior. They were driving around in a new car when Buddy spotted his sister and some others out in front of their house on Merrimack Street. He got an idea. Candy's new car would be the perfect disguise for a drive-up to toss out some jumping jacks to shake up the neighborhood because they would never suspect that he was in this car. So they turn around, they slowly approach Tina's house, and just when they're about to reach the house, Buddy lights the whip. They timed it perfectly, except Buddy never rolled down the window. So now these jumping jacks are firing off all in Candy's new car, burning holes in the upholstery. One was burning so bad that Buddy had to sit on it. Burnt a hole in his pants, singed his butt. But I guess he probably deserved that. Well, somehow, Buddy and Candy's relationship survived from that point. Buddy knew that he, too, was a keeper. I think we can all agree that Buddy was a keeper, and we'll keep him in our hearts forever. Thank you. So I don't know if somebody else would like to say anything. We can take a minute, or...
Come on down.
Come on down. Is this The Price is Right? Is there anybody that would like to follow that comedy up? Okay, we'll take a minute, and if somebody wants to say something, we can just, oh, hang on, here we go. Here's a,
I want you up there right now.
Great job, Skip.
Get the mic up to your mouth there.
I'm trying to gather myself. It's going to be hard, as you all know. But here's the but. My stepfather,
You're good. You're good.
here's the but. My stepfather, Al, Billy, Chucky, and a host of all the other names he went by. Some, I'm sure, more pleasant than others. To me, my humble hero, we had a great time talking of military stories, old and new. With a wealth of life knowledge, I don't think he ever didn't have answers to my questions. But he knew what I needed to find them on my own, because he pointed me in the best direction to do so. Never was in the wrong path. I didn't always make the right choice, but the right answer was there. Sit, have a shot, or too many. Have a great conversation. That was what he loved. He will always be the most best, unique Grandpa Bud the kids could have. Not much I can say, as I'm not saying what you don't already know. Not much I can say as you don't already know or feel. We all have the greatest love for Bud, Grandpa, Bud, and all those other names, of course. I hope we can share our stories with him, with each other over time. So, cheers to one of the greatest men I've ever had the privilege of knowing and loving.
All right. Anybody else? Thank you all for coming, too. Thank you all very much.